Saints 26, Giants 14. Saints move to 1-4. Giants fall to 1-4. Jackson Dart and the Giants, they were cooking early. They got up 14-3.
I thought we were going to have a totally different story from this game, from the early performance. I mean, he delivers a really nice pass to Theo Johnson for a touchdown. You're like, oh, he's making us eat our words after 1 week.
I was like, are we eating our words? And then I was like, yeah, I'll just tell the people. We said this last week. We're not. I'll just tell the people. I'm not predicting that he's Tebow. I'm just describing what I saw.
Right.
We're just describing what we saw. And last week was a Tebow-esque game from Jackson Dart. And then he did look much better as a passer. Mm-hmm. As a pure passer in this game, he looked much better. I thought he got away with one pass over the middle that could have been picked that wasn't. Had a 4th and 6 interception, which, you got to take a chance on 4th and 6 while you're scrambling. Fine. And he did drop the ball while scrambling.
And that's going to kill. Like, I was thinking that's one of those
going to kill any data point evaluating Dart.
I was thinking at the time, like, that's one of those ones that's going to destroy any analysis of this game, like PFF grade, EPA, all those, any data point you want to look at for this game other than just the box score numbers are going to get torpedoed by simply losing the handle on the football as you're running around.
But deservedly so, because it was 16-14. And they're in New Orleans territory, and he just drops the ball on a scramble. It was a bad play. It was
literally lost the handle of the football.
And then, of course, the play of the game, Brian Brzee, with still a one-score game. Saints are up 19-14. Brian Brzee forces a fumble on Cam Scattaboo, return for a touchdown, and they'll put the Saints up 2 scores. And again, the Giants, they had opportunities. They had some 4th down opportunities and just couldn't capitalize, couldn't get back into it. Saints defense cracked down. And then Spencer Rattler did a nice job. Converted, it was a 2-score game. He converted a big 4th and 5. And, of course, the biggest play in the game, when it was 14-6, it was Spencer Rattler to the great Rashid Shaheed.
87-yard strike.
87-yard
Got him one-on-one against a safety, which, for a speedy slot receiver or speedy receiver of any description is a problem on defense. And, problem resulted in a touchdown. Rashid Shaheed apparently hit 21.72 miles per hour, which is the fastest touchdown this year.
Yeah, he got isolated on Tyler Nubin.
Yes.
Turned him around.
Yeah.
It was an interesting play because I'm watching. I said on the preview, right? The Giants' defensive line. I want to see them every week. Dexter Lawrence, Brian Burns, and the whole group. This particular play, Dexter Lawrence was off the field, and I think about this a lot when teams
dial up the play.
When they dial up the play, because I thought Rattler in this game, in the Saints, did a really good job of negating the pass rush. I don't think he was knocked down. But the Giants did win a bunch of rushes, right? But he's getting rid of the ball. So it was a quick-hitting passing attack, I thought, that negated the pass rush of the Giants. But when they dialed up the deep shot, there was no Dexter Lawrence on the play. And there still was pressure coming up the middle, but Rattler hung in for that little extra split second to make sure that he got the ball out there. I thought it was well done by the Saints, whether it was by design or not. Like, hey, Dexter's off the field. Most teams have a pretty predictable rotation. Like, you get into the second quarter, you're going to rest a couple defensive linemen. They're going to miss a couple snaps. Like, you don't play 100% of the snaps on defense on the D-line usually. But I thought it was dialed up at the right time. They're down 8 at the time, and then they get it to Rashid Shaheed, who makes the play. But I thought overall the Saints did a good job of negating the pass rush, Rattler getting rid of the ball quickly. But on this particular play, like Rattler's numbers, if you take out the 87-yarder, he's 20 of 30 for 138. Yeah. It's an anemic, horrible line. Right. And I'm only saying that not to discredit. I'm just saying, like, that's what happened for 98% of the plays. But they did a great job on that one play to create the explosive to get the 87-yard.
And that's the thing. It's like the other thing is, those explosives, you might only get one of those attempts. You might only get one shot a game. You have to hit it, right? Yep. He hit his one shot to Rashid Shaheed. Now, okay, it was a mismatch, like wide receiver against a safety, a guy that's running fast, but Rattler put it on him, right? The difference is you go to Jackson Dart, he also had one shot. He also had one chance where they did that. They dialed up the flea flicker. I forget who the receiver was, but he was open by a mile, right? And Dart underthrew it just enough to let the defensive back get back and make the play, right? Like that. Remember Baker Mayfield's Ibuka shot where he hits him? He hit him so that it wasn't underthrown enough for a defender to get in and make that play, right?
Yep.
Jackson Dart had a guy 5 yards behind the defense, and the ball was underthrown enough that he had to wait on it and just long enough for a defensive back to get back, break it up. Now, if you're looking at that, you're just like, it's a pass breakup. It's not a Jackson Dart play. But the difference is Rattler hit his guy, more or less in stride, touchdown. Jackson Dart's one shot, underthrown, incomplete. Like if that ball is 3, 4, 5 yards further out in front, maybe he has a monster touchdown to add to his numbers as well. And it's a very similar story to Spencer Rattler, where it's like, okay, overall it wasn't great, but he capitalized on a couple of opportunities that he had and gets the W. Instead, he didn't make it. Rattler made his, and a couple of other high leverage plays went the Saints' way as well. And that's the difference between them winning.
Hey guys, real quick, only 40% of our viewers are actually subscribed, so let's change that. Hit that subscribe button, and now let's get back to the action. Yeah, Giants lost 3 fumbles, so credit the Saints. The Saints forced 2 fumbles.
One of which was before halftime, was a big swing in momentum as well.
So Darius Slayton lost a fumble, the Scattaboo one, and then Jackson Dart just straight up dropped the ball.
Right.
So those add up, obviously. And it's, to me, like when I'm just looking at this from a Giants perspective, it's what we said last week, but on the other side, on the other end, like the Giants had 2 drives that started at the 3 because of turnovers. Well, in this game, the turnovers went the other way, and it's a tough thing to bank on because, again, I think the offense was better this week than it was last week as far as the pass game goes. But the turnovers killed them, whereas last week they had those short fields, had a grind-it-out type of running game, and they got the win last week because of those short fields.
He had an interception, Dart, where Cameron Jordan got a piece of it, but it was one of those ones where he gets a piece of it, and it doesn't even take the spin off the ball. And I always wonder on those plays, like how much that can actually affect the flight. Because you think,
It still affects
that's the thing. You think, well, if it didn't even take the spin off the ball, how much could it have moved it, right? But I actually think it might move it significantly, and so you end up with this play that just looks terrible, but may have been massively affected by the big hand that got on the football. That's Spencer Rattler's first win.
Really?
Yeah.
Didn't realize that. Yeah, we've said, like, he's played well this year. I don't know if I've got low expectations. Like, if he was a first rounder, I don't know if I'd be describing him as playing well. Like, he's playing all right. He's playing fine. But yeah, he made the big downfield throw when he needed to. I thought they did a good job getting the ball out of his hands, which isn't always his style, right? He was a guy that took a lot of negative plays.
Yeah.
He's played that different style better this year, playing more within himself.
It is definitely conditioned by expectations to a degree. I mean, Rattler had played before and not played well, so the expectations were not high for him to show really anything this season. It's like, I mean, I don't honestly think the Saints planned on him being the starting quarterback heading into this year. They, I think, would have assumed that Tyler Shuck would win that job based off what they saw from Spencer Rattler last year. I think they gave him every chance to do that in preseason and training camp, and he just didn't. And they ended up going, well, okay, I guess we got to go with Rattler for the time being. And Rattler has been better than that and better than our expectations based off what we saw last year. Yeah, I don't think you would say he's been good, but he's definitely been pretty decent. Like, he's been viable.
And then I'll say I thought Dart looked better throwing the ball this week. I thought last week was awful. Just honest assessments. I think he looked good. Theo Johnson, nice little seam route for the touchdown. Theo had 2 touchdowns. Just got to get more. The turnovers were a huge deal, but a little bit more consistency. They had 14 points right off the bat and then didn't score again.
And the rushing continues to be a factor. I mean,
it is.
One of them was took off scrambling in front of a pretty favorable look, but he got 50-something yards on the ground. I mean, that's a big – he's going to need that based off his passing at the moment. Thanks for watching all the way to the end of the video.
Check the Mic is live every Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday, so be sure to hit the subscribe button so you don't miss a thing.
And the all-knowing algorithm is convinced you'll also like these videos, and who are we to argue?